Monday, the first of the week again, and it is, guess who? Coach Sandra, compassionate queen of straight talk. Had a wonderful session this morning. Well, a few sessions. First there was Kelly, then there was Scott, then there was the mind shift. But Scott and I got talking about how does it feel? Because I said, well, Scott, what's happening for today? He says, oh, I hate that question because it's just now. I'm not worrying about the past. And I said, do you know what a thrill that is to hear that? What's going on for Scott? It's just now. It's just now. When we started, he was, well, that had happened, that blah, 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 blah. And he laughed when I said, this is the best news. It's now all the time. It's always now. That's what we're aiming for. And if you're living so that it's always now, you are learning that balance. It's not, it's that lovely balance of it's always now. That's a keeper, one you can write down. It's always now. And you will know that if you get that feeling and that thought of it's always now, you will start to be monitoring yourself when you're into the dumps or when you're gone and driving everybody crazy. You'll start to recognize those extremes, and you'll easily bring yourself back to balance, to center, and know that I live my life in the wisdom, the sage, the me, knowing it's always now. We talked a little bit further, and one of the really interesting things was, well, what are we working on today? How are we moving forward? So his questions were, well, what do I want? I have to figure out what do I want exactly. And another question I have is, how do I get it? He'd been thinking about these things because he knows we're coming into discussion again. What's that look like? What does it feel like? So we started with these, and we went through the different questions. And when we got to it, to figure out what's the one that's on top, what's the most important one? Well, he says, I know that I love people, I love humanity, and I love helping them uncover and discover themselves. How's that feel? And we went down in, and down in, and down in. Well, I think, no, we're not going to think. We're going, how does it feel? He said, it feels glorious. Why? Because, it goes down in there, it starts bubbling, kind of like that tea kettle when you're putting the water on the stove in one of those tea kettles. And we decided it was one of those kettles with the whistle and so on. And, you just get more and more excited. And then all the opportunities and all the possibilities are just the bubble, 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 bubble. And I said, and what happens when you reach that bubble and it burst? Yes, that steam whistle coming out of the tea kettle. Yes, our lives sing when we know, when we feel the knowing of what it is that we love to live in. That feeling. Now, all the other things, what do I do? How do I do it? Well, those are academic, but we always feed it from what is our joy. What is the life we're choosing? And here it is. And it was really neat to recognize, and you may recognize it, I hope you recognize it, that we're living in the same space, we're dressing in the same clothes, we're running through the same routine for the day, but we feel that joy of living. That's what's different. And out of that joy and possibility of living, we raise ourselves into new actions and take another step and another step and another step. As the doors open and the windows open, we we just keep exploring and move into that lovely, bubbled up life of joy. So, what's changed? Well, in reality, nothing. Here I am at the same computer, sitting on the same chair, wearing one of my many winter sweaters. But what's changed is me. What's changed is you. Life sings when we get out of here and choose to live from our gut. I'm going to leave you with that for today. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of a guide to dig down inside. What makes you sing? What makes your life sing? How do you want to be every day? And from there, you'll learn, oh, what am I doing when my life sings? How am I being when my life sings? And then, step by step by step, you change your life. It's Coach Sandra, Compassionate Queen of Straight Talk. You know that you can do it. Sometimes we need the discussion to go along with the guide, and that's what I do. So you know that you can do it. And you also know that I can help. But I can only do that if you get in touch. Have a great day.